the Bumper Show. So welcome. How are you today? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Let me take this time first to extend my um, gratitude and appreciation to the management of Elbc and Liberia Premier Radio Station,
Okay.
and to you and the distinguished team for this day. Yes, I think the Bumper Show is one of the few best shows in the country, and I had the opportunity to been here a couple of times,
Okay.
even at its inception and then
Wonderful.
onward. And so again, it's a very familiar territory.
I know.
And I'm happy to be here again. But again, thank you for the opportunity.
Let me officially use this, medium to say congratulations. I know it was not an easy task. You did contest in 2017, and you did not contest in 2023, and you waited. And I know you were not even thinking about coming back here in the politics, but again, you never know situation happens. So again, congratulations. I mean, everyone knows you to be representative, but in terms of your background, in terms of education, your professional work, who is Representative Sokan?
Thank you so much. Definitely, I'm so much grateful to the people of Grenjide, particularly the Chin District, for a 40-minute opportunity to be their leader at this crucial point in time of our country's history, especially the older the country gets. We are now 177 years. And so there's so many things to pay attention to, so many things to think about, so many things to work on. And I'm happy to be part of Grenjide evolution. I'm happy to be part of Grenjide future. I'm happy to be part of the one who now is the leader at this time.
Okay.
Through I contested in 2017, then came second, then 2021. And then 2023, I took a break. Of course, my thought maybe then was two things. One, support then the deceased former representative, the late Errol Madison Guion, because he was then the incumbent. So
Okay.
as it was necessary for me to align with him. Second was, look, take a break that and review holistically what you were not doing right in the very first and second trial. So the two main reasons that came to pause 2023, even though I was very active in politics in 2023, but I did not contest. So the unfortunate situation and what we never experienced before in the county happened. So for me was, okay, look, I think go and give it a try. So fortunate to be here for the people of Grand County to give me the opportunity to be the leader. I'm totally humble by that. My name is Jeremiah Gao Sukan Sr. My father's name is the late Harry Sukan. My mother is Annie Delagao, who is currently living with me. I'm
She might be older. Because
yeah, but she's still strong. She's still strong.
Oh.
She's still strong and moving, doing things for herself. Born, lived in Grand County or throughout my secondary education from there. And then fast forward, the war came and then I had to go in exile in Cote d'Ivoire, where I did a year or two of French language at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny University now. That is there. And I had a diploma in French and then got my first AA from the university as well. Let's say from the community college there. And I went to the States. I'd had the opportunity to enroll at Medgar Evers College, which is the City University of New York. I got my undergraduate degree in accounting and finance and enrolled in Kellogg Graduate School of Management in Pennsylvania, where I did my master's in accounting and financial management. I have over a decade and a half of professional experience. I work in corporate America as auditor. I rose through the rank of file from audit staff to senior auditor to senior to a manager level, both spanning from Ernst and Young to Mitchell and Titus, the only black or largest African American accounting firm then. And I also work for British Bounty and Darketing as senior audit manager as well.
It's so
And
long.
so all of that with that in the States, I can
with the combination
the
of
combination
the education,
cumulatively 18 years of senior government positions and corporate executive position in the United States as well as Liberia.
with the education, the experience.
Yeah.
What sort of impact we have now on your work at the legislature?
Well, I'll tell you what. First is most senior position, two key most senior position that really gave me the understanding of the Liberian body politics and as well as the development landscape. One, I serve as Deputy Minister of Sectorial and Regional Planning at the former Ministry of Planning and Economic Affairs, and then before my election, I serve as the National Coordinator of the Climate Change Secretariat. Now, these two recent positions that I just named, I play a critical role in terms of shaping the development landscape, forming the agenda of help to be part of the development of the agenda of the former President Lntv Sirleaf. But then, particularly to the coordinator position, I managed the staff and brought about, when you hear about climate change in the country, we were front runner of that emerging idea, form part of the Paris Agreement formulation, represented 47 different countries on the international in the UN system as the representative to the Green Climate Fund board for 2 terms. And so all of these different work experiences give me the kind of knowledge, experience, and skill set now to go into the legislature to be able to shape, to redefine some laws, appeal some laws, craft some laws that will be practical, transformational, and impactful. I had the opportunity to work in the executive, so with the knowledge of the executive, down at we implemented laws, we follow laws, we saw the limitation of certain laws, the overlapping and duplication of some of these laws, and we evaluated the law that were enacted to see how impactful they were in our society or in fostering a kind of society we need. So that experience now gave me a kind of skill and relevance that I think will be useful in my current occupation and function as the representative of District 1.
Wonderful. You are a very good talker. What's your life philosophy? What do you see? What do you believe in?
Here, as a person who grew up from a very difficult, upbringing in the rural part of Zwedru, Grand County, few things guided me all through.
Okay.
One, I believe strongly that there got to be a purpose to everything that I do. So with that, how do we achieve that purpose? For me, is key. Then now, how do you evaluate the achievement? So I carry myself with, spending my life around 3 keywords or phrases: purpose driven, plan conscious, result oriented. I've always tried whatever I put my hand to. If I didn't get it today, I have to ask myself why.
Meaning you're more of being a resilient kind of person.
Resilience is, every Liberian, I can say, and many sons and daughters of Liberia are resilient. But I think I transcend that. I always wanted to make sure that, look, I set out to accomplish this. I don't see no reason why it can't get accomplished.
Okay.
Even if I didn't get it today, I will always ask myself, probably it was not done well, or I didn't understand it. I go back to it until you get it done. So that is really my philosophy. Look, go for it, get it done, and look at it that you got it done. So always, what is it you want to do? How you can get it done? But most important, you should get it done.
Wonderful.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're driving a bit. What actually motivated you to have, contested, in Grand Jude, owing to the fact that, you've been in the States, you've worked there, you've served in different roles in your own country.
yeah. Few things. One, I came from the States and I returned to this country. One of the life-changing thing I experienced, one that I saw some of my colleagues who and I went to elementary school, high school together, and when I met them, I was a little bit different because I had an opportunity to advance myself then. So I look at so many things in Green Chile, where I was born, walked around, and the way I left some of them, instead of moving forward, they went like backward. And then I told myself, look, I think I need to be part of reshaping, of enhancing certain things in my community, building the kind of community
Through
together.
political participation,
I mean, initially when I came back, my mind was not in politics.
you are into
did not.
humanitarian stuff.
Yes,
or what?
I was mainly my constituent then was the Grand Jude University Student Union,
Okay.
the young people and the youth. So we have, for those of them that are listening, they will tell you every weekend we were always together. I mean, we were averaging somewhere around 175,
So it
100
means you
over
were
the
more
weekend.
into academia.
I mean, like that. No, I didn't go teach, but my thing was I was just a motivational person who preferred to help. So I provided so many help, like a humanitarian. Okay,
So
just call it humanitarian.
when did the whole turn your ranking about?
Very well.
Did
So
the people come to
2000,
you? Did the people come to you?
it
with
was
token?
at the result of that interaction and the goodwill and the philanthropic activities with them
Okay.
that you felt, few of them, majority of them felt that, look, we think you can make better use of what you're doing when you take a bigger platform. Such platform is being a representative. Consider that. In 2015,
Were you hesitant?
no, I mean, we discuss it as usual, as they and I will always discuss other things that we thought about. Remember, I grew up in Zweden, we went to school there. So, looking at the environment, the society, I mean, the areas are totally underdeveloped. And so we brainstormed through a lot of things. One of those things was, look, we think that you will do well if, you go into politics and you go for the position of representative. After consultation, we all agree. And in 2015, we established what we refer to as FOS, Friends of Sokan, today, which is one of the best organized political institution in Grand Jude County. 2015, so we started engaging. For me, then it was easy because I was already involved in developing, providing support, doing some initiative in the district. So the thing that drove me more and convinced me most are two key things. One, we needed to bring in a governance system that strive to make Grand Jude County District 1 a better place. Remember, I spent many years around with the experiences. I've traveled almost all the continents and many countries in the world. I've had the opportunity to interact with people. So for me now, you're home, how can you not find a way to enhance system? The second thing,
Do you necessarily have to be in an elected position before you can effectuate whatever change you envision?
well, just before I come to that, the second key component that drove me was
No,
I was
don't-
thinking about.
I just don't want to forget.
Yeah, I know I will answer you. I will. The second thing that really drove me is the fact that the streets, the infrastructure, was so bad off, and it appears as if no one knew how to approach that, how to address, how to go towards finding a solution. So the two things really drove me. working with the people who want to enhance system. Now, remember that every platform has its uniqueness. In Africa, where you are trying to build institutions, okay, an environment where you're trying to build institution that will sustain and run by themselves. We don't have that yet. So try to build that. The way for you to have impact is to be able to be in the position to, first of all, put some regulations or rules or laws that will guide how people live and behave.
How can you measure? Okay. How can you measure? Being all of an elected position and being in an elected position. Because if you were, for example, if you were to go in Zoju, right, and build a very big structure, perhaps for TVET or vocational skills and stuff like that, the first thing someone feels like, because the men are representative, that's why he's doing this. So if you were not in that position, people would think that you're doing it because of humanity. You're doing it because of what burns your passion.
I would like to call you by your name often.
Emmanuel.
Right? Yeah, Emmanuel. Sure. So let me tell you what distinguished me. I was already intervening in development. In fact, prior to my election, I happened to be one, if not the number one person who has spent more money in rural infrastructure in Chin District. In addition to so many things that today, the bunch of history that brought me to power, right? So already I was contributing from water, safe drinking water, like hand pumps, and the rest of that.
People think that it's because you had the vision, you had the mindset that one day you want to be called an honorable. So you were all into the different communities and holding town hall meetings and solving some of their problems.
What really drove me is I remember this is my birthplace and where my neighbors vary.
Okay.
I felt a sense of responsibility and obligation that I have traveled to other countries to my colleagues' communities, and I saw how the community were developed. I also recognized that those communities were developed by the sons and daughters who hail and born in there. So that thought that I felt a sense of obligation that I can't come back to the place, my birthplace, and the place dilapidated and can't go, and I have something to offer. So it's that sense of obligation that compel me to say, look, you have to join forces with others and make this place a better place. So then, before getting into power, I already started to go and do what I could, what I can within my means that I had. So that's what I did. It was that trickle or that the constituents saw to say, look, we think you need a bigger platform. For instance, there are certain things that come along with certain responsibility. Today, I'm the representative. But I can tell you the power of when you are a president, for example. Why will you aspire for that? It's because there's certain things you can now do. You can now sitting at the table. At the hand of the whole thing, right? And then you can make certain decisions. So for me, what my community needed is to be able to take out some of the guidelines that are missing. They need to be in place to make sure that certain laws are in place. Second, to make sure that the representation, the voice of my community, the voice of my people is heard within national debate and even mainstream within decision making in rules and regulation. Moreover, with my experience as a project manager and a development practitioner, I also know there are a lot of actors. I know how a donor thinks or donors think in terms of funding an idea. So those are things that I managed over the years. So with that experience, I think that I will bring a better oversight through coordination, working with various institutional government to effect the kind of tangible in Grand Jide in District 1.
Wonderful. Now you've won. You've been in this position for less than 4 months, if you may.
Yeah, from May, actually. Yeah.
Yes. So, what does the future look like now? Not you, but District 1 is Zoejo.
I am totally optimistic, and I think this question is a very good. I told one of the platforms, I said, it would be good to kind of conduct a survey, and ask the people. Since Sukan being there now is since May, so May, June, July, right? 3 months, and you go into 4 months. Okay, what do you think? I think they will be a very good judge. What I try to do, from my perspective, is that I begin to start to address the issue. One, I ran on the matter of making sure that the roads in the city, in Zweru City, that was dilapidated for over 2 decades approximately, right? No greater, no caterpillar went there to maintain these to kill. Totally great in that. That was a heartbeat, and I promise on that to say, look, by the grace of God, I will do everything to see if we can change the narrative. I'm proud to report to you that 14 days of sitting, I was able to day 15-kilometer road, primarily within the heart of Zweru City, Chen District, are totally rehabilitated. We did that.
Prior to the election?
No, I say immediately after taking office, 14 days of being in office. We were able to take 4 yellow machines and were able to date, as I speak to you, that 15-kilometer road in the heart of the city are totally rehabilitated.
You come from a district that, that needs all of the attentions. Almost every sector in that area needs some sort of attention.
Yeah.
Road is just one.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your intentions to ensuring that some of the services, those basic social services, can be felt by the people?
As I indicated to you, my academic training and professional life taught me clearly. As a man who understands the numbers and the finance and the investment world, I know that all things you need to do them, but there's certain things that have the higher multiplier effect.
What are they? In
development, in economic development, in development as a whole, in a country, a community will not move forward if you do not have, one, the kind of road. If you're living in the jungle, it'll be hard for people to come to you.
And that's why you've made it a priority?
2, you need to make sure that you have electricity, affordable, accessible. Because in the generation that we're living in, the 21st century, everything evolved around our entire life is dependent upon electricity and the gadgets. You need to do that. Today, we are proud that we work with the private company in the district, that we stabilize the quantity of electricity provided, but predictably, that flow of electricity is less interrupted or disrupted. So we are moving now, thinking and working now with the same private company that 56 community, about 10 of them now have electricity. So the balance 46, we're hoping now that between now and the end of the year, we can make sure that each of the community have access to electricity to make it to do. Now, of course, healthcare, you need a healthy people, because the workforce and every one of us, you can do more, will do more, will be able to continue to work innovatively if you are healthy. So one of the good news that I met there is that there is a major referral hospital that is being constructed.
Within your district?
Yes, in Chen District, just like maybe within Chen District, because from the Little Bridge maybe 5 minutes outside. So on the outskirts of Zweru, is being built and it is well advanced. I'm looking now that equipment, that structure will be completed. One of the few things that my mind is now trying to wrap around is, what are the specialists that will man that hospital? whether it's pediatrician, whether it's um, you know, special heart surgery,
The
and a
different.
different kind of specialty that the hospital will need to be able to provide quality health delivery services. Right now, how do you get them? Do you partners to bring in people from the diaspora? Tap in the expertise of the Nigerian community in the diaspora, the Liberian community in the country or in the diaspora, to be able to bring them in. How will you be able to incorporate in a sustained way and meaningful way the expertise that in country, those that come from the various medical and nursing schools, how will they get employed? How do you move those who have been volunteering, though they sacrifice went to school, but have not been able to find themselves on permanent or payroll to earn for themselves? So moving that. Those are kind of things right now that I'm trying to wrap my head around, and how to properly, through the oversight function of the legislature, to see how that happens. So we are paying key attention to the health sector in Nigeria County because it's key. We do not think it's important in the 21st century to allow curable illnesses to take people's lives. Can we prevent? Can we invest into more preventative health care than the curative one? So all of those conversations are things. Why haven't things work? Why the medical supplies in various hospitals are shorting? Well, how do you relax this constraint? So these are things now that in the next couple of years, for me, I will wrap my head around. And I'm looking at them from a sustained way, right? Also, the issue about safe drinking water, right? In the areas, you have people in the rural area or in Nigeria, most of them, some of them, if not majority, going around to creeks, other using wells that are not safe, hand pump. The concept of hand pump, can we transition from the concept of hand pump to pipe-borne water that run through the house with installation by building water towers, kiosks that will supply water? You make sure that in your house you run your pipes instead of you leaving, traveling maybe 15, 20 minutes from your house to go to a specific place that your hand pump is erected, and you have to be in a long line, in a queue that you go draw water. Can we transition that? Those are kind of sustained, things that, for me,
these are challenges confronting the people, and that's why you were elected, not to go and do it, but through policy intervention and advocacy, to doing that. But Grand Jide is blessed with a lot of resources.
Sure.
As a lawmaker from one of the impoverished districts in the county, how do you intend, to ensuring that the people benefit from their resources?
Thank you. You are absolutely right. That brings me to the cardinal focus of my, and I might call this that not specifically me alone. I think my distinguished colleagues who are also served with in the legislature, the caucus of Grand Jide. Our focus is to see Grand Jide have a lot of natural resources. First, we have the Putu iron ore, which I want to discuss more in depth. But we also have a lot of bodies of water, fresh, from Kamvala to all our rivers all around. Fair, we do have a huge, we share in with the Putu Forest, not the Putu Forest, but the Sapo National Park, and a dense forest, tropical forest, huge. With the very nice rainfall. So we have all of these natural resources around us. What I think I bring in the vision is to first look at the lowest hanging fruit. The lowest hanging fruit is the Putu iron ore mining. The Putu iron ore mining, as you will recall, was signed into a mineral development agreement in September 2010. From there, by 2014, 15, up to 16, Putu iron ore left this country. Certain events led to Putu Iron Ore leaving the country. One of which was the geopolitical dynamics, right, that affected Russia, because Putu Iron Ore mining parent company came from Russia, and the company name is Severstal, Severstl, right? Severstal. That company was highly hit by the sanctions that were put on Russia. Then in 2014, as a result of its aggressive action against Crimea.
So as we speak, what's the status of the Putumani iron ore in Grand Jide?
That is the crust of, as we speak, the play is dormant for the last almost 10 years. Nothing is moving.
What's the attribution? What's the attribution?
The implication of this dormancy, it means, first of all, the loss, no job being created for Grenadians and the Southeastern and Liberians, loss of benefits. The community in the MDA, according to Section 10 of the MDA, there are a lot of benefits that accrue there that's supposed to be paid to the community that will enable them not only to educate themselves, to have development.
But the company is not in operations, remember?
Yes, but the company is not in operation. But Section 31 of that agreement states clearly that every 5 years, the government of Liberia will should assess and determine whether there is a change in circumstance.
Was that done?
That has not happened. Going to 15 years, there is no review, no evidence that or review of something. Even at that, at this very moment, why in 10 years, you have the ability to be able to find a new investor and replace, to unleash, to unencumber the asset, while 15 years or nearly 10 years after the exit of Putu, official exit of Putu, that nothing concrete is done. And
was that communicated to the people?
Oh yes, Patrice Sandolo, the Minister of Mines and Energy, officially announced in 2016 that Putu has exited Liberia. It is a fact with data, everything. Since then, there has been no taxes paid, no community benefits paid, no other sort of revenue sharing that's supposed to go in the counties or affected or production counties. Nothing. Everything is at standstill.
You sit as a lawmaker now. You have the power. You have all the authority. What are you going to do as a representative of Grand Jide to bring in this situation to light?
Very good. And I want to thank you, Emmanuel, with you and your colleague, Sonny. My first step is to partnership with Emmanuel and the Bumper Show. That Putu iron ore need to be reactivated. We need to bring in new investor today, like yesterday.
But
to be able to invest and reactivate, because the reactivation of Putu iron ore, a functional Putu iron ore, mean many Liberians will get job because they will go and be working there. Means Grand Jide County will get a benefit, and even the roads and the electricity situation that we're struggling with will be gone. That the safe drinking water situation, pipe-borne safe drinking water will be gone. Meanings of youth from those communities that are struggling to get money to go to school or the best colleges will be gone. In fact, the community university college that is established, that is struggling and don't have teachers and don't have the instructional literature, will be equipped and will be the state of the art, and that development in the area will be available. This is what we are talking about. I do not understand why the executive, the government of Liberia, will not prioritize the dormancy of this great asset, that it is good for not only Grand Jide and the Southeastern, but the country, that you just don't pay attention to fast.
Do you intend to bring this on the floor in terms of reading communication to plenary, perhaps to invite those sector heads?
I will clearly tell you that I want to thank the ministry and agency for being very kind. I've already written, and I want to thank the Honorable Speaker of the House of the 55th Legislature. He has invited the ministry with the statutory mandate, and we met and they provided update.
What did they say in the updates?
Well, they acknowledge first of all that our advocacy at this point is timely. It infuses the energy that is required to reactivate or to engender a debate to make sure that Putu reactivation is prioritized. It's no brainer. Everybody on the same wavelength on that. The second thing is that there are a couple of debates and other things that probably ongoing internally to make sure that Putu Iron Ore is reactivated or make operational. With this advocacy and this engagement, stakeholder engagement, using partner sharing with Elbc, like your platform, a widely listened to platform and all of various platforms in the country, we expect now that the conversation will start to go on and that we will prioritize in the soonest possible time the reactivation or the operationalization of Putu Iron Ore, because it is what we need. It is an asset. It has never been explored. In the past, we have enough resources there that can go around to help our struggling economy.
I mean, well, Franji, that you said that has so many resources, but the issue of people having access to employment is one of the very daunting issues there, because probably some of the companies are not there. You are a representative. I mean, you have the connections though. What do you intend, Representative Sokan, to attracting some sort of investors in that place so that they can leverage the opportunity so that people in Grand Jide, the young people, can have access to jobs?
Thank you. I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. A Putu Iron Ore, a major asset in the region. If tomorrow the administration of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai prioritize the operationalization by finding a competent investor who has the financial capability, the technical know-how, and the readiness to be able to enter into production, I can tell you majority of the young people and people in Grand Jide County in the southeast will have a job. Liberians, there will be many thousands of jobs that will be created. Even the issue of roads and electricity will be history, because there is a corporate social responsibility enshrined in the act, and the company will make sure to do those. So instead of us struggling, taking forever to address the daunting task of job creation, driving down unemployment rate, Putu existence will help. The other issue is that we will continue to push this advocacy. The other companies that are in the region, whether you are in District 1, you're in District 2, or District 3 of Grand Jide County, we will make sure that our oversight, through our oversight, my distinguished colleague and I were talking, he is from District 3, on DB, in fact, District 2 Representative Honorable Marie Johnson, we're having a conversation. And it is a conclusion. Look, we need to strengthen our oversight, that people, those companies that have neglected their responsibility, their social, their corporate social responsibility, we need to remind them of the document they signed. And so we're going to strengthen that. Because until we work together, investor, citizen, government, and its people, with the investor, in a harmonious way, in a way that we both respect the provisions of what we sign and commit to them, I mean, we headed nowhere. So that is the premise upon which this advocacy on the litmus test is to be able, between now and 2025, working with the ministry and agency and commission that are responsible and charged with the mandate and obligation to be sure to bring in people to replace Putu or Silver Star. We all have to do this. And that's why I take to this podium to you to be able to start to raise the debate. I think over the last 1 week now, this will be my third radio station, and I'm looking to print media, and I'm going to reach out to the various ministry and agency. I'm going to reach out to friends. We're going to reach out to colleagues in the legislature. We all need all hands on deck here. It is about Liberia. Though the mountain is in Grand Jide, and we're talking, and I'm the representative of District 1 in Grand Jide, but this is about the country. So there's no question. We need to discuss this as soon as possible and find a solution.
Great.
The solution for me is let's find an investor within the confines of our rules and regulations of this country to be able who will take over, because the circumstances have changed. We cannot deny that Silver Star is not coming back. Even though 15 years elapsed now, or nearly 15 years have elapsed since we signed the MDA, and nothing concrete is done, we are left with 10 more years before the very first initial 25 years totally expires, right? Should we wait at the end of 25 years before you do something? No. I think we need to go back. We have evidence that they are not here. We need to find a new investor who should come in like yesterday to take over, because Grand Jide County is on the brink of economic collapse if Putu is not reactivated. The young people of the county continue to be robbed of the benefit they should have by virtue of having the natural resources that God gave them, that's supposed to be leveraged to be able to improve and transform their life, is lying dormant. I think we need to wake up as people and as government. We need to prioritize this and have the company reactivated, operationalized, like yesterday, like today, like early tomorrow morning.
Wonderful. He is Representative Jeremiah Soken, District 1 representative in Grand Jide. We're talking about, the different activities he's involved with. We've talked about education. We've talked about infrastructure and some of his involvement with the district. But just before we go to the call, and we have roughly 15 minutes to go, I just want to have you give me your honest view or opinion on governance issue in our country. How do you see it? Are we moving forward?
I think we can move forward. We should move forward. On the governance structure today, I hope to get the merits of certain things. First thing, as a lawmaker, I'm trying to see what is our level of commitment to the respect of the rule of law? Because that's really what I'm hired for, right? And by virtue of the separation of the branches of government, the first branch of government's responsibility to make sure that their laws are there. And then those laws are carried out by the executive, and then the judiciary interpret those laws. I'm watching clearly with concern, serious concern, that adherence to the laws that are enacted, I'm yet to see some convincing steps. So I think we need this administration, the leadership, this administration need to step back a little bit.
In terms of what?
Step back to take a look at where things are going wrong. For example, for me, that I hold here, is the way in which this administration know the provision on tenure jobs. They found a way around to ignore the law. It's worrisome. As a lawmaker, I am hearing today, I saw something, before coming, a kind of letter that people in a specific institution, that people are served dismissal letter only because they critique or they say something negative about the current administration.
I don't think you want to speculate.
Exactly. That's what I said. But I'm just saying that if, I just saw that, but I don't know whether it's that kind of Facebook tweaking that. But on the real substance, right, of evidence base, there's only that piece that worry me a little bit on the governance.
The rule of law.
Yes.
And it is part of the arrest.
Exactly. So I think it's important for us to as Liberians and as lawmakers now, I would not be happy to see that, we continue not to look, and observe the total adherence to the application of the law.
But do you see a better Liberia on President Bouakai?
Well, I mean, look, let me tell you, every leader that come to power, including myself and anybody else, right? The motive for which and the convincing point for which you win election is that the majority of the people in the country believe you will do better.
And you think President Bouakai will do better?
It is my prayer for every regime to always move us forward. And so it's nothing less than have always expected of an elected administration to do better. This administration it brings in many of the people maybe serving in government now were people who were contemporaries then. So I know that Liberia is not brain drain anymore. We do not lack experienced people. No, we do not. Those days of, we're just coming from war, that cliche, no, it's no longer valid because we have a pool of experienced people and a very knowledgeable, well network and experience. So out of them, we expect for us to progress, to make good gains and build on already gains that we have just achieved.
Wonderful. We're here on the Bomber Show, 10 minutes to 6 o'clock. We'll say thanks to Smart FM in Zoeju, who is also relaying this program. So we'll open the line 077-0567-764, 077-0567-764. We have Grand Juda County District 1 Representative Honorable Jeremiah Sokan. We're talking about his engagement since he became a lawmaker. And some of his activities, on Capitol Hill. 07705677764. Let me go to the line and begin talking to this person. Please leave from the phone. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello.
Yeah, the name is Felton Gay, and I'm calling you from. I'm a resident of Grand Juda County. I'm calling from Zulu Whiskey.
Good to have you. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me use the opportunity occasion to appreciate your guest, the Representative Jeremiah Sokan, for especially updating us as it relates to the growth and progress of our county. Sokan, may you keep focus as it relates to your debate on the Putu IO Mountain reactivation, the citizen of Grand Juda County, because those type of activity bring jobs, bring development in the community. Okay. And again, let me thank you for being the first especially representative to have citizen engagement meeting to speak about the 100K legislative development.
Thank you. We'll hold you right there. Let me go to the line and talk to this president. Hello, welcome to the Bomber Show.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to your again, Jeremiah Sokan. I want to say thank you.
What's your name, please? We don't have time, please.
My name is Eddie Diaz, and I join you from Zoeju.
Okay.
Sokan, the people of Grand Juda County are very much proud of you. You are only lawmaker since you came to power. You were never one month in a House of Representatives when you started doing your legislative work, which is the greater of our community role. So we are very, very proud of you. Continue your good work and keep up with what you are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me talk to this person. Good evening. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to the line. Hello. Welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Yeah, fine. Your name, please. Be brief. We don't have to be lost your time.
And I come from the southeastern country.
Go ahead, Steven.
Let me say a big thank you to Jeremiah Sokan for appointing one of our kingsmen in person, Councilor as COS. That's something that is worth commendation. I can say, Honorable Jeremiah Sokan, you have a very good intention, most especially when it comes to the Putu or Missy Putu Mountain. I would like to also, it's not timely.
You say it's not timely?
It's not timely. It's not timely in yourself at all. You got to do it on a serious government. This nation has to be raised on a serious government.
But I don't want you to use the phrase serious government. This government tends to be serious. Nobody, this is a state broadcaster. You don't just speed your word because maybe you can talk. So we don't have the luxury of time for all. We just want you to make your input on the issue at hand.
I'm coming there.
Yeah, go ahead. You are protected, but please, you don't have to take all the airtime because all of you want to make that input.
You have the government that has the 22 million saka entry in the dust. You have the government that has 285 machines issue still in the ship. You have the government that is tampering with the budget by shifting to another department.
Okay, thank you.
In this case,
thank you so much. We have to talk to the other president. You can't take all the time you want. We know everybody has, a right to say what they want to. 0770-567-764. Let me talk to this president. We have 5 minutes to go. Hello, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Hello, go ahead. Go ahead.
Am I right?
Yeah, go ahead. You live on the radio. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you gotta be serious when you call on this phone, please. Hello, welcome.
I'm listening calling from Niger.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
I wanted to commend the honorable man in the studio. All the Google team itself, we would like to pray along with him for everything to come.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your exposition.
Thank you. Yeah, brief man. I just like how you pull it. Hello, welcome to the show. Hello, it's so bristling. Good evening.
Good evening. This is about today. Honorable Sogan, congratulations. I had the opportunity 2011 to go to Putin, and I left there with the impression that Grand G was going to rise up along with the other countries in the region based on the things to be done. But there is still work to be done to get Putin restarted. In the meantime, when you talk about youth being employed in this and that, I think you need to take on an effort to explore opportunities other than just Putu, because it's a mammoth thing to do. So I urge you on, there's work to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me talk to this person. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Please, 30 seconds. We have to go.
Yeah, thank you. Firstly, I'm Anthony M. Nabla, calling from Zotru. I would like to say big thank you to my honorable man in studio. That's why it's good to elect such a good person that has the mind of the people, that has the heart of the country. So I appreciate it a lot. I pray that God will bless him and make sure all his dreams come true to make the country a different country, and that we all will enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, go ahead, please. 30 seconds.
Thank you, Manuel. How are you? For having me.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Yenswa.
Okay, Mr. Yenswa, it's good having you.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to the representative of Grand Judah Southeast. It's good to, when I listen quietly, I was so impressed. But I want to kindly, use the time to request this process to be holistic, meaning to involve the entire Eastern Caucasus, which is the caucus from Sino, because Putu has to do with the issue of Grand Judah and linking the Sino port. Okay. So let all of the lawmakers from our regions join you in a fight, so that because it's a job creation for Easterners and Liberians alive. That's my appeal.
Thank
so
you.
that all of them can be on board. God can make sure that things happen for the Southeast, so that things can be good for our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm not taking any more calls. The voice of Grand Judah is also relaying this program, Voice of Judah. Thank you guys so kindly for joining our platform. Chief, we have to go in on 2 minutes, so just conclude and let's get it done.
Thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel. Again, let me take this time to thank everyone who were able to get through, and those who did not.
Yeah. Let's go then.
The advocacy here is not about SOCAN. It's not, no. It's about Grand Judah. It's about the Southeast. It is about Liberia. Simplest thing is that it's just not in the interest of this country for the great asset of Putu to be lying there and not productive. It's as if you have a gold mine or you have backup money in a house, and all somebody needs is to open it for you to be taking money and spending and buying food, but you lying hungry and helpless. The dormancy of Putu iron ore does not only cause a serious economic crisis to the county, but to the region, and it undermines Liberia's potential of generating more revenue. Therefore, I urge all of us in your community, at the various forums, in your gathering, your town hall meeting and everything, we should elevate this debate. We should reach out to the various ministry, agency, and commission that have the responsibility. Let's prioritize Putu and let us move and get this company up today, tomorrow, so that we can create jobs for the district. Again, I will look forward to working with my colleagues, yes, in the legislature from the Southeast and all of you across this nation, all platforms, including Bumper Show.
Of course. I wish we had the luxury of time to be here, but we have to go. Thank you so kindly for being part of today's presentation of the Bumper Show. I will be here tomorrow. Until then, keep listening to ELBC Radio, and thanks to Voice of Judah, Smart FM in Georgia for relay. Until then, keep listening. And my name is Emmanuel Colley. Representative Jeremiah Sokan has been my guest. We've been talking about governance. We've been talking about attracting investment in Judah. We've been talking about his own legislative engagements with District 1 and the rest of Liberia. Thank you for listening and have the best. Next is